Good morning, everyone. I made it to Everson to the boat, and it's a nice 30 degrees Fahrenheit out here. Luckily, I have an awesome girlfriend that knitted me this hat. Crocheted me this hat. It does an excellent job of keeping my head warm. So, I'm going to be here for about 10 days. I think I'm going to split the work into a few videos for you. In this part, I'm just going to work on finishing the demolition inside to get that done before I can do the sandblasting on the top and on the inside. I have some heavy items to get out, water heater, the wastewater tank, the drinking water tanks, and then the next video after that, maybe we'll look at taking the deck hardware off and the hatches, and I have to lift the mast up to the ceiling so I have room to work on here. It's kind of in the way of some of the hatches. Yeah, and then after that, hopefully I get a video of sandblasting and painting the deck. So 10 days. I think I should be able to do it, hopefully. And a little bit later in the video, we're gonna reveal who the winner of the guessing of the weight was. And yeah, I think maybe there was some confusion between whether you were supposed to guess if it was the entire interior weight or just that truckload of weight. So I'll give a winner for either of those. You know, if I think that you were guessing for the whole weight, then I'll put you in that category, and if not, I'll put you in just the truck category. Yeah, so I got a lot of work to do. Before I do that, I'm gonna warm up a little more and have my breakfast, and yeah, then we'll get started. Hey everyone, I've been cruising along with the demolition. I'm almost done, just a little bit of the floor left, one bulkhead back here, and the thing I'm least looking forward to, the wastewater storage tank, the black water tank. I'm pretty sure it's full. It's gonna be gross. Here I've got the old hot water heater that was down below in this hatch over here. This isn't super heavy, but it's full of water. It's kind of awkward. I don't want to carry it down a ladder, so I thought I would take a chance to film how a winch on a sailboat works. So this big drum here is a winch, and you can turn it freely one way, so it spins that way, but the other way it locks. So what you do with that, I've already used this to lower a really heavy box full of chain down there. What I'm going to do with this, I'll wrap this rope around these pipe fittings twice, just to make sure it doesn't come loose. And if you wrap this around the winch clockwise, one turn gives you kind of a one-time mechanical advantage, and you know, the more wraps you have, the more friction you create, the more physical advantage you gain yourself. So there's that. Now this black part at the top is called a self-tailing mechanism. What that does is if you wrap the line in there and snug it in, it grabs the line and locks it. And if you were cranking with the handle that goes in the top, as you crank, it ejects the line out for you into a pile. That's the self-tailing, but really it's a lock so that the line doesn't come loose. So I've got this wrapped around my water heater here. I'm just gonna set this over the side. And I'm not holding anything right now. The winch is holding because I have it locked in here. So I'm going to unlock this. And as long as I hold this line, it doesn't take a whole lot of tension at all, this will stay. If I let the line start to go and then encourage it by pushing the coils with my hand, you lower your heavy piece of equipment down there. Now the box of chain that I lowered was somewhere around 70 pounds, and it was just as easy as this. The hard part was just getting it over the lip. But that's it. So this is how you can raise and lower really huge sails just by yourself using this winch and be safe about it. And now it's on the ground. So that's it. Bigger the winch, the more advantage you have. There's some smaller winches around, but super handy. Even if you didn't have a sailboat, I'm sure you could find all sorts of advantages and uses for these. So. Alright, the moment is here to take out the wastewater tank, and I didn't want you guys to miss out on this, so I went down below and I attached a rope to it, and I'm just going to try and pull it up out of here. Unfortunately, I can't use the winch because the winch would pull the line against the corner of the companionway here, and then it'll bind up, and that won't work, and I don't have a good place to attach a pulley to create a fair lead, as they call. So I'm going to have to manually haul this one up. It'll be the fastest. It's not totally full, it's like a third of the way full. So yeah, I'll get it up here and then I'll use the winch to drop it down the side. And I'm going to wear my mask just in case anything foul comes out of there. So hopefully nothing foul comes out. I'm tired of dealing with that stuff. Alright, here we go. Okay, so once I got it out, I noticed it's not a third of the way full, it's like 2/3 full. I don't know how many gallons that is, maybe 10 or 15. So it's quite a bit of weight. I guess it's probably 70 to 80 pounds. The winch is holding it up just fine here, and I'm going to lower it down careful. I have to make sure that when it hits the bottom it doesn't tip, because these hoses are still open. So let's lower it down. Alright, now I'm not really holding on this at all again, so all I have to do is ease it on down. Okay, I'm going to go down and move something really quick. The chain box I lowered earlier is right in the way, so that'll hold. I'll be right back. Alright, down we go. Perfect. Oh, now I'm going to go untie Senior Smelly and dump it out in the farmer's field out here. It's been sitting in this boat for at least 2 years, so there's nothing in there that's going to be harmful. But do be careful where you pour your waste. You don't want anything going into well water, drinking wells, polluting anything. So be responsible. That's your PSA for today. Hey everyone, I'm at my luxury suite at the Windmill Inn in Linden, Washington. It's maybe about 6 miles from where the boat is. It's not glamorous, but it's cheap and it has a nice hot shower, so it works for me. So I finished with the demolition of the interior, and I hauled away the last load of garbage to the dump, and I wanted to answer the question on everyone's mind. How much was that first truckload that we hauled, that Lee and I both hauled? So it was 1,620 pounds. That's a lot. And I'm not 100% sure on the final number for all of the junk that we hauled away, because you know, there's still some little bits here and there that need to be hauled. So it's close to 4,500 pounds. So over 2 tons just for the interior. That's insane. And that doesn't include like the water tanks that are inside and the water heater that was in there, the engine, of course, that's not being thrown away, that's staying. But yeah, 2 tons, more than 2 tons of weight inside the boat just for the interior. It's craziness. So the winner of the guess for 1 truckload, and I promise I didn't share any information with anyone. My dad won the guess. Yeah, so congratulations, Dad. I know you've hauled away enough junk in your lifetime. I've been there for some of it. Yeah, and then there was only really one person that guessed around the weight for the full boat, and that's Alex. So Alex, if you were thinking about the full weight of the interior of the boat, you were very close. Yeah, and if you were guessing for just that 1 truckload, then you must really think that Lee and I are strong. But I ended up hauling that much weight anyway, so I guess I'm really packing on some muscle here. Yeah, so congratulations, Dad, and congratulations, Alex, if you were guessing for the full weight of the boat. And
yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the episode.
Alright everyone, it's been a long day. Ooh, it's kind of echoey in here now. It's been a long day for me demolishing. Let me turn this around and get a look at my face. Oh, flip the screen out so I can get the focus right. Focus-ish? I don't know if that's good or not, but yeah, it's been a long day. I've been working away here. Unfortunately, the property owner, so I bought the boat from a guy who is leasing the barn from another person, and I wrote an agreement with the previous owner of the boat that I could stay here and work for free and use the power and water, but like a dummy, I didn't write an agreement with the owner of the property. So the property owner has been kind of back and forth, like, yeah, you're fine, no, you're not fine. And yesterday he said that we needed to move the boat out of here, which for me is kind of a no-go. Like, it's $3,000 to $4,000 a month to put this at a boatyard, and that's just too much cost. And they don't let you do sandblasting, they don't like you to do your own painting or your own work at most of them. So yeah, it's up in the air right now whether I'll have to move or not. But luckily I got all the interior demolished, well, like 99% of it. And it's looking pretty good. So if you're wondering what the reason is for me doing all this demolishing, let me, zoomed in there. All right, let me show you some of the reasons why I'm doing this. So here you can see on the floor there's rust. And rust is going to be a big issue on the inside of the boat. You know, steel boats like this rust from the inside out, you know, because the air can get to the inside and provide oxygen, and anywhere water settles like this at the bottom of the bilge, where it didn't have a bilge pump, and you can see those holes there are kind of meant to drain water in between the separations of the bilge, but they're way too high, so water settles everywhere. More up to the front, you can see a pipe, kind of, this green pipe here, goes all the way up to the front to the chain locker up there, which drained all the water from the chain down so that it got properly drained. And you can see the front is mostly rust free, but the paint is all peeling off up there. So the last application of paint wasn't done right, and it peels off. And paint is your safety measure in a steel boat. So if you do it wrong, your hull rusts and you can get water that comes in. So have a look at that guy. There's one of the hatches on the front of the boat. You can see water's leaking in there pretty badly. So all the metal is solid, it just has surface rust on it, and we need to prevent that. So, wrong way. Zoom it out. Apologize for this sketchy video here. So, you guys kind of saw the demolition of the front already. There's the back part over there. All of the floors have been taken out. And the ceiling I think you saw last time, but let's have a look over here. Yeah. Floors are out. You can see the light way back there is from the hatch that's open at the back of the boat. So it's open all the way through to the back. I I did end up with a little bit of water from one of the tanks or the other. I don't think it was the wastewater tank. I think it was just a small day tank kind of thing. So here's another issue with the boat. You can see there's a nice hole that goes all the way through the hull. This was underneath where the sink was in the kitchen. That seacock right there with the yellow handle drains the sink, and then the one next to it drained the toilet, and it looks nasty, of course. So what happened here is there was a 120 volt AC power cable that was laying against the hull, and it was not insulated properly, and that causes electrolysis. So a little bit of stray current flows through the hull and out to the water, and the salt water is an electrolyte, which you need for electrolysis to happen, and the current and the electrolyte carry away pieces of your hull and deposit it somewhere else. So if you've done electroplating, or if you've seen plated items like gold plating, brass or bronze plating, copper plating, it's the same way that that's done. The electricity carries the portions of a sacrificial metal and deposits it on what you want to be plated. So I ordered some steel, and I'll be welding that hole shut. There's a bit more rust that was hiding out in the bathroom. And a lot of these rusty spots, you can see they tried to fix with different paints and whatever, but it didn't work. Some of them were caused because there aren't any drain holes through that horizontal brace there. So yeah, it's all gonna have to be gone through and fixed, but that's gonna happen after I sandblast in here to get all the old paint off, and then I'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Yeah, nothing new has happened outside, so nothing to show you out there. I can just light back up. But pop our heads out and have a look anyway. You can see it's very dark outside. It's not super late, but yeah, it's late enough. Okay, so that's it for me. Screen, there we go. Yeah, that's it for me for today and for this video. If you are enjoying these videos, definitely subscribe. And if you want an email telling you when a new video is out, click on the little bell icon. It's a little gray bell that's down below the video just a little bit. Yeah, and that'll send you an email notification. So, hope you're enjoying. I'll do another little update video once I get all the hatches off, and talk to you later.